While plenty of Netflix originals have gotten positive buzz over the last year, some of them have flown under the radar without much fanfare. If you've already finished hits like Ozark, The Crown, and Narcos, then grab some popcorn, settle in, and check out these underrated Netflix originals. Created by the showrunner of 2016's Awkward, coming-of-age series On My Block is equal parts drama, comedy, and political commentary. The series follows high school freshmen Monse, Caesar, Jamal, and Ruben as they deal with a diverse range of challenges in their South Central Los Angeles neighborhood, from teenage confusion over romantic relationships to high-stakes conflicts and gang violence. The potential for trouble and the distant sound of gunshots might always be present in the backdrop of their neighborhood. But thanks to its knack for empathetic storytelling and the authentic performances of its talented cast, On My Block never begins to feel like an after-school special. A touch of dark humor and the occasional tender moment between the characters manages to balance the heavy subject matter too, with young actors of color cast in the leading roles and a storyline that weaves every plot together without resorting to filler episodes. On My Block offers a deeply effective insight into life in the inner city. While Stranger Things took a nostalgic look back at the 80s, Everything Sucks was inspired by teen comedy tropes which grew out of the following decade. So if you consider yourself a 90s kid, you might be able to relate to the struggle of high school misfits like Kate, Luke, McQuaid, Tyler, and Emmeline.
Kind of fairy tale world does Alanis Morissette live in? Canada. Oh. Can I have a chip? Oh, yeah.
Set in the real, aptly named small town of Boring, Oregon in 1996, Everything Sucks follows a group of outcasts in the AV and drama clubs who decide to make a movie together after the school play is canceled. Meanwhile, Luke struggles with his relationship with his estranged father, Kate slowly comes out to her friends and family, and Tyler finds himself wondering why he can't seem to land a date. The series stars several fresh faces, including Jahi Winston as Luke, and Quinn Liebling as Tyler, alongside more familiar names like Sydney Sweeney as Emmeline. With a realistic storyline, a heaping of 90s cultural references, and a charming cast, Everything Sucks makes for something of a single-season gem. Set on a remote Welsh island in 1905, the terrifying period drama Apostle follows Thomas Richardson as he attempts to rescue his sister Jennifer from a secretive religious cult. In order to pry some secrets out of cult members who might be willing to reveal more than they should, Thomas disguises himself as a curious convert and eventually finds out that Jennifer is being held for ransom. From there, a gruesome battle for the future of the island ensues. And if you get a bit squeamish at the sight of blood, well, you may want to keep your eyes shut. But while Apostle might be gory, it's not for mere shock value. This film is a bona fide psychological thriller all the way through.
This place, this community, it's broken. Then we fix it!
The fascinating mythology built around the cult explores the dark side of the divine feminine, and the open-ended conclusion will at once satisfy viewers and leave them pondering. Kiss Me First is an experimental series which alternates between the real and the surreal as it flips from live action to virtual reality. Layla is a lonely teenager who spends most of her days playing the MMORPG Azana, in which she meets a more confident girl named Tess who pulls her out of her shell. The two eventually become close offline, but when Tess disappears, Layla takes it upon herself to solve the mystery and quickly learns that virtual actions can have real-world consequences. The series is based on the Lottie Mogok novel of the same title, and with Skins creator Brian Elsley at the helm, you just know you're in for plenty of juicy drama.
You're not supposed to be cruel.
I'm not. I'm your friend, and I'm here.
Kiss Me First has echoes of Black Mirror, another sci-fi series which explored the pitfalls of human reliance on technology, and its uncanny valley style of CGI makes it hard not to question your own relationship to your screens. You might want to spend a little time outside after this one. Based on the novel Cornelia by Florencia Echeves, Perdida is a solid thriller that begins by inviting the viewer into a setting that establishes a genuine sense of impending doom, and then establishes a tone which never quite lets up throughout the rest of the film. Pipa, a policewoman whose friend Cornelia went missing in Patagonia as a teenager, feels like she can't find peace until she solves the mystery behind her disappearance. But as she sets out to discover what really happened to her friend on that fateful day, she realizes that the search might be putting her own life in danger. Although the plot can drag a bit during the scenes in which Pipa is engrossed in paperwork, you'll still remain gripped until the very last moment.